Hi, warriors. This is Jalen, my legal warrior. And today we have a very special guest, SAVANNA from ZEAL Property Group. And she is a realtor and she has a bunch of real estate properties listed in the state of California. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about ZEAL Property Group and your affiliation with them?
I'm a part owner with my sister of ZEAL Property Group. It's a small brokerage here in San Diego. We serve all over California, but mainly in San Diego. Our brokerage have state and planning attorney. We have real estate attorney. We have also a commercial residential property management as well. We also have lots of resources into the law world. Like we have you, Jillian, as our family law attorney that we can, refer people to. So
There is somebody who's interested in purchasing real estate in California. Is this actually the right time for them to actually go out there and look for real estate?
yes. So to purchase in California right now, it's absolutely the best time. Interest rates are still historically low, and we still have low inventory and high demand. There's no slowing down. As a matter of fact, we're up about 14 to 16% in major, cities here in San Diego.
Okay. And then what about if somebody wanted to sell their real estate? Is this also a perfect time to get into the market?
Are we still having multiple offers on the property? We're still seeing a lot of properties are selling for higher than the asking price, and you have to still be competitive with your offer and aggressive.
How has this impacted pre-approvals right now for loans?
Um, we see like a longer turnaround times. There is certain lendings, a lot of lenders that are not performing. For example, jumbo loans, anything above 710,000, I believe it's a jumbo loan. So a lot of lenders are not able to lend on it for a while. Actually, they put a stop on them. We also see lenders taking a longer turnaround time as far as underwriting goes. So we're seeing longer escrow because the turnaround from certain lenders are a lot longer. Otherwise, lending is still very active. If you're refinancing and getting cash out, they also stop those as well. Otherwise, everything is business as usual.
And when you said that they're cashing out the refinancing, why is that?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not a lender. However, a lot of people want to, refinance and get a lower interest rate and get some cash out just for, possibly paying some bills or maybe for, just in case anything happens. However, the banks are kind of stopping on that because they are seeing people withdrawing, cash out against your property and then stop paying on the mortgage altogether. So the lenders have stopped doing that just to not have as many foreclosures or short sales or people defaulting on their homes.
Got it. And then are people actually able to close escrow during COVID-19?
Absolutely. It's, as I mentioned, it's a longer turnaround time. So for example, before underwriting was about 24 to 48 hours. Now it's about 4 to 5 business days turnaround time for certain lenders. Certain lenders are faster, but a lot of the processing, a lot of the escrow part of it. So now as we adjust to doing everything remotely, things are kind of going back to a little bit normal, like being normal. However, in the beginning of the epidemic, like in March and beginning April, it was a little bit harder time to navigate. Otherwise, it's about 30 to 45 days close of escrow.
Okay. And then what tips would you give to a couple that's thinking about separating, but they don't exactly know what to do with their home right now?
Mm-hmm. I will give you a tip. Working with a lot of divorced couple and helping people, directing them through the divorce process in real estate, is that do your homework. This is the best time for you. is to get together with a financial advisor, with a lender, have a the right real estate agent come out and evaluate your home, give you a full evaluation, how much it's worth, get your numbers from escrow, the net sheets and everything together. So it's imperative to actually see a financial advisor and the right professional for the right purpose. So, and then once you gather, where are you going to move? Are you buying him out or he's buying you out? Are you moving to a rental or are you moving into another purchase? What's your net profit? How much it's worth? Your financial advisor calculates everything with your assets, with your income, everything. The lender helps you understand how to go about it. If you can actually purchase or buy him out if you want to stay in the property. And then the realtor really makes sure that you are equipped with the value of the home, the correct value of the home, your net sheet, how much is from the proceeds after paying out the commissions and everything, and then make sure that you are prepared to sell the property. That which means, what are you going to do to prepare it for sale?
Got it. So then tell me why it's more important now more than ever to actually choose a professional or a realtor, like the right one.
Very good question. So it's very imperative right now with all the new disclosures and all the new law for COVID and everything to make sure that your realtor is very well equipped with all the disclosures, and having the right profession for the right purpose is very imperative now more than ever. We have an example. We had a house in Del Mar that we recently sold. The buyers had cold feet and they tried to use the COVID-19 addendum to pull out of escrow so they can get the deposit, although we've been in escrow with them for almost 30 days. So because, we come from a legal background and we were able to navigate the buyers and the sellers through this and made sure that the buyer is actually closing escrow and not making excuse for the COVID being like a purpose of canceling escrow. So choosing the right profession and everything is super imperative, especially right now, because everything is kind of shifting. All the disclosures, there's all these new disclosures that protect you as a buyer and protect you as a seller as well. Yeah. So you have, it's actually tripled the disclosures, and everybody's making sure that they're well equipped with everything up front so you don't have any hiccups later in the transaction.
May I ask you, what are the disclosures? Because you said now there's an increase of them.
Yeah, it all depends on the transaction. But one of them is the COVID-19 disclosure, where people can cancel escrow, although they have removed contingencies, and the sellers are basically obligated to give them their deposit back, although it's been on the market, an escrow for a while. And that's, I think, the biggest misconception in it. So if you are the right realtor and you know your disclosures, you will be able to navigate through your sellers through that. As a matter of fact, we have now property entry disclosure, which is PEAD. You have to fill it out before showing any properties. Okay. So there's so many different disclosures that we have for showing, for buying, for selling, for escrow that was added because of the COVID-19.
And then I had another question, because you mentioned the words short sale and foreclosures. Could you just elaborate a little bit more on that as to what those two things are?
Short sales are selling a prop less than what you owe on it. So let's say you owe 400, 500,000 on the property, you're selling it for 450 or 420 or 430. Even if you owe 500 on the property and you sell it for 500, you're still technically short selling it because you have additional 20, 30,000 expenses between escrow, commissions and everything. So usually short sale, you're basically short selling of how much you owe on it with the bank. So you actually do the, you list it on the market, you hire a real estate agent, you select the buyer, you make sure, the same procedure that you would do with the normal sale. However, with the short sales, you're actually negotiating the bank, the basically buyer is, and the sellers are negotiating with the bank of how much they're willing to actually sell it for. Versus a regular sale, you decide how much you want to sell it for. You're basically buying it from the bank. It's already, somebody already lost the property. They didn't do a short sale. They couldn't pay on it. So the bank came and repossessed the property. And it's very similar to a car sale. So if, let's say you don't pay on your car, the bank comes and repossess the vehicle. So it's very similar. If a foreclosed property, you're actually dealing directly with the bank itself. Banks actually clean out the property and make sure it's in good condition, and even do some remodeling and some whatnot. And some banks just don't want to deal with it. They just list it as is, and you basically have to do all the repairs yourself.
Now you use the term the right professional, the right person to work with you, and that is definitely a subjective term, because whatever I think might be right might not necessarily be right to somebody else.
So I think too is it's finding somebody that's the right professional, but also somebody that actually cares about you. And for example, I went through divorce myself, and attorney fees can be so high and so devastating to your financials. So choosing the right attorney, like, I've seen your work and I've seen how you work. And when somebody really cares and tells you, hey, listen, if we do this, this is going to cost you more. Let's try to stay in our lane. Let's try to do this and do it the right way the first time around. That's why it's very imperative to be prepared for this. Your real estate professional, your lending professional, lender, your financial advisor, your attorney. You choose the right people in this transition. I call it as a transition because it's not a change, it's transitioning to something different in your life. And it can, change is hard for people, but change can be great if you choose the right professional, if you do it the right way with some people that really cares.
It sounds like you have a lot of experience working with legal professionals in the real estate market as well. So that's very important. And I think it's valuable for our viewership and, for future clients for the two of us. So
absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for your time and expertise and just giving us top knowledge information. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll connect very soon.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.